Derwin, after defying orders to sink the ship Polaris, which he was first mate on, has defected, along with many other men from the Navy, which he's taken command of.
Derwin has captured port and controls much of the eastern seas of Kimona within the Dark Zone, along with establishing a successful black market trade with the contact Rodriguez and making friends with Doss.
Doss, having recently returned from overseas and restarted his family's businesses, has taken control of the majority of Valley, one of those locations being Factory, which in the basement Factory that was added in Season 4, hung up on a wall, is a map of Farm. This map is on a wall in what appears to be an office. Let's take a look at Farm. Renoir took command of a group of people after Second Clan disbanded, Ajax being one of those. Ajax was then sent to Farm to take control of the area. Farm is a small farming town which has some to do with the supplies for Renoir and Ajax, specifically being the areas of hotel and stables, which are commonly the areas that Ajax spawns at. Looking around, we can see a collapsed bridge, an artificial lake, and a couple of loading areas. Well, I believe Derwin and Doss are planning to take control of Farm. Let me explain. When I was going over the bosses in my first Arena Breakout lore video, I left out a boss known as Porrero. Let's go over Porrero's story real fast before we get farther into this theory I have. Porrero was once imprisoned in the Anatos mines, the same mines in which the gold for the gold cups and gem necklaces come from. During the chaos caused by the North-South conflict, he took advantage and seized control of the mines. With the guards defeated, the prisoners lost their biggest enemy, and Porrero's men soon betrayed him. He ultimately ended up fleeing in shame. At some point, Porrero met Doss, who offered him a proposal, which he accepted, and Porrero is now Doss's enforcer. Porrero can generally be identified by his prison orange jumpsuit, and his boss token being the jailhouse keys he used to escape the mines. The reason Porrero is key to this story is because of his spawn conditions, at least up to Season 4. Porrero spawns during events mainly on Farm, which may change in Season 4, and never spawns around Ajax. During these events, if any of Porrero's guys happens to run into Ajax's elite squad members, we can see they start to fight, showing that Doss's enforcer and Ajax are actively fighting at Farm, but for what reasons exactly? Derwin's motivation. Derwin comes from a military background, but ultimately defied orders from his superior and led a mutiny to take control of the ship he was first mate on, as well as the map of port. He then went on to form alliances with Doss and Rodriguez. Derwin's actions point to him wanting control and power. His relationship with Ajax and Renoir only seemed to be in passing, as they all worked for the same military, which was the Northern Front, but they all went their own routes after the Second Clan disbanded, which was a group within the Northern Front, but I haven't seen any info saying that they've ever met or talked. Doss's involvement. Doss is heavily invested into the area of Farm, as one of the Anthony's family's businesses is a flower farm, evidenced by a collectible item added in Season 4, with the information in its description, as well as a sign found by Eastern Farm in the map Valley. Looking closely at this sign, we see it's a picture of Rosebush on Farm, the garden in between Villa and Wheatfield Hut. So he would want control over Farm, likely to expand his flower growing operation, or maybe to grow other substances. If you want to learn more about Derwin and Doss's friendship, check out my first Arena Breakout lore video. I'll put a card up here. I have a section of that video that goes over their friendship. Mysterious reason. I have a theory as to why Derwin and Doss may want to take control over Farm. Derwin, wanting to expand his power and influence over the region, will likely just want Farm to have it under his control. Whereas Doss is likely wanting to move into Farm to expand his flower business, which may be a front for other nefarious business dealings. At least with my interpretation of the evidence found. The friendship between Derwin and Doss only grown stronger as they fight together to push Ajax out of Farm, and Renoir probably wouldn't take kindly to this, and seeing as Ajax and Renoir are also from a military background, they will likely retaliate in some way. If Derwin and Doss does manage to take over Farm, we'll likely see Ajax being replaced by a different boss who will likely be Porrero, as Ajax and Renoir's forces get pushed out of Farm. Consequences of discovery. Let's imagine a scenario where Ajax and Renoir uncover this plan. I think it's highly likely that Renoir would send more troops to Farm to help fight back against Doss and Derwin, who are likely using Porrero as he's Doss's enforcer. Renoir may find it key to show up on Farm to help Ajax keep control, giving us multiple bosses on Farm. I don't see much change happening to the bots that spawn unless it happens around Farm and Stables, where we may see a change from the Armory Elite bots to Doss's guards or likely Porrero's guards. Conclusion. In summary, Derwin and Doss are planning to send Doss's enforcer, Porrero, to Takeover Farm to help expand their current businesses. If you have another theory about the reason Doss could possibly have maps of farm around the areas he owns, as well as Porrero, Doss's enforcer, fighting with Ajax, leave them in the comments below. I would like to hear about them. Until next time, remember to drink your C++ pineapple juice and stay hydrated. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.